I think it's ultimately a totally selfish act to be here, and I think everybody in the faculty would feel the same way. My golly, we get to work with the future of opera, with the future of theater, every time we sit back in rehearsal and kind of snigger and giggle, because we know 10 years from now we'll be seeing Simone actually getting a job, or Isaiah in front of the public, and that's what, for me, is what makes Opera NUOVA all worthwhile. This is such a tremendous opportunity, and what's happening here truly is the future of opera in Canada, but I'd like to say opera in the whole wide world. It is also selfish for me because I get to do Into the Woods. Most of the time I spend my life dealing with the fat ladies with horns in their heads in some strange language where the audience spends the entire time looking up at a surtitle screen, and suddenly I get to be doing something in English where, along with Stephen Sondheim, perhaps a name that you recognize, you also get to hear the astonishing libretto of James Lapine. This is one of those things that I think differentiates opera from music theater. This is where every single word is so important. And my opportunity to work for the first time with Rob Ursan is just amazing to listen to him in rehearsal, and he is already nailing people to the wall with pronunciation, with articulation, with what does that word mean, what does that sense mean, because I guess really that's what theater is all about. And for me, Into the Woods is all about that and more. You take a fairy tale or you take a lot of fairy tales, but you make them for grown-ups. So what happens when you take Little Red Riding Hood, Rapunzel, The Baker's Tale, any opera, any show? There's always a witch in a fairy tale. What happens when you put them all together and tell a very complicated story about what life, what the woods are all about, what we face as grown-ups? We may hear the story at 5, and suddenly now at 25, we're going to hear it again in a whole different way, and it's simply a thrill. I think you'd be nuts to miss out on Into the Woods and Arctic Flute. We're placing the two of them in tandem in Sherwood Park between about the 22nd or 23rd of June and the 30th. I never know the exact opening date of Arctic Flute, but I do know ours, but certainly that last week of June, you want to be here for that. We want to present you just a little teeny tiny snippet, a soupçon of what this show may be about for you with, this is a great piece, Giants in the Sky. And I just met this young artist yesterday, Brent Raddall, and I've known the collaborative pianist for a long number of years, Mr. Arnold. But from Into the Woods, Jack comes down from the beanstalk to talk about what he's experienced. Giants in the Sky from Into the Woods.
There are giants in the sky. There are big, tall, terrible giants in the sky. When you're way up high and you look below the world, you left the things you know no more than a glance is enough to show you just how small you are. When you're way up high and you're on your own, and a world like none that you've ever known, the sky is letting the earth is stone. You're free to do whatever pleases you, exploring things you never dare, because you don't care when suddenly there's a big, tall, terrible giant at one. Big, tall, terrible lady giant sweeping the floor. And she gives you food and she gives you rest, and she draws you close to her giant breast. You know things now you never knew before. Not to the sky. Only just a bit and all I know she's bigger. She goes to a small song bigger than her, and the whole wall is swallowing you for lunch. And your heart is lead and your stomach's stone, and you're really scared being all alone. And it's then that you long for the things you've known in the world you left. You own the fun is done. You steal what you can and fun, and you scramble down and you know begins to grow. And you think of all of the things you've seen, and you wish that you could live in between. And you're back out there after the sky. There are giants in the sky. There are big,